Welcome back. The Karnataka government is once again in hot waters over their guarantees. From 4th of January midnight, passengers of all government-run buses in Karnataka will have to pay 15% more. This revision is expected to generate an additional revenue of 7.84 crore rupees per day for cash-strapped corporations, easing their financial stress on the transport companies. Although remember that this fare hike comes amidst the state's flagship Shakti scheme, which provides free bus travel for women on state-run buses. This scheme, which celebrated its first anniversary in June last year, costs the government approximately 417 crore rupees per month, with 104 crore allocated to each of the 4 transport corporations. The 15% fare increase is set to partially offset the scheme's financial burden. It has been over a decade since the last comprehensive fare revision across these transport corporations took place. And while 3 of these corporations saw a hike in 2020 when diesel prices were 60 rupees per litre, the Bengaluru Metropolitan Transport Corporation fares have now remained unchanged since 2014 when diesel was just 30 rupees per litre. Let me now break down the facts for you. While the Karnataka government's recent decision to increase bus fares by 15% has drawn sharp criticism from opposition parties, particularly the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Saffron Party also took to the streets today. They have accused Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and the Congress-led government of looting Karnataka. BJP is claiming that the fare hike is a direct consequence of the financial strain caused by the state's costly guarantees, particularly the Shakti scheme, which provides free bus travel for women. In response, the Congress government has defended the fare revision. They have stated that the hike is necessary due to the rising operational costs of the transport corporations. The BJP further accuses the Congress government of betraying the people of Karnataka. They claim that the Congress's promises have led to rising costs and the people are now paying the price for having elected such a government. Congress, on the other hand, is insisting that it will provide the necessary support to the road transport corporations to help manage the additional financial burden. And so the BJP has also highlighted the growing financial strain on the state government due to the Shakti scheme, arguing that the Congress is struggling to manage its economic implications. Congress have vehemently denied this charge and any connection between the fare hike and the Shakti scheme. They clarify that the increase in bus fares is strictly due to rising operational costs and not an attempt to offset the expenses of the free bus travel scheme for women. And so we will be now probing in terms of the flack that the Congress government in Karnataka is receiving and why is that happening so? Is it a failure because of Congress's own guarantees and its failure to be able to provide them?
%15% is raised because of the deficit that the corporation was facing, all the corporations were.
People are scolding this government. People are scolding Siddaramaiah. He is the worst CM never seen in the Karnataka history.
ये सरकार 15% टिकट रेट राइज किया है, उनको दूसरे रास्ता नहीं है क्योंकि आश्वासन दे दिया था।
All right, on that note, let me introduce our esteemed panelists today. I am joined in by Ms. Surabhi Hodigere, who is a spokesperson for Karnataka BJP. I am also joined in by Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, who is a spokesperson for the Congress Party, and senior journalist Mr. R.K. Upadhyay. Thank you so much for joining in. In fact, Bhavya, if I could begin with you, the allegation coming in is that you are diluting your own guarantees by coming up with such hikes in bus ride fares. Might as well not have made those guarantees.
BJP as a party has always been against welfare schemes, and they're not just criticizing, but they're completely opposing our guarantee schemes since day one. If you remember, they were so confused before our implementation they were forcing us to implement. After the implementation, they started opposing it. Now, every time there is any initiative from the government, any hike, whether in hospital fee or a bus fee, they want to link that to guarantee schemes. This is only there. This just shows the failure of the opposition in even understanding the economy behind this. It is very clear that in Shakti scheme, the women beneficiaries, the cost of their travel is taken by the government and not the corporation. In fact, there are almost 6,000 new buses added to the corporation to facilitate this scheme because there was more footfall after the Shakti scheme started. They're not looking at the empowering side, the way this particular scheme has empowered women in coming out of their houses and how much, this is going to change.
No,
It is
there's a glaring discrepancy over there. You are empowering women at what cost? Supposedly, there's a couple. Okay, I'm talking about a family
exactly my
setup.
point.
Are you
That's
now
exactly
then
my
taxing
point,
her
sir.
husband?
That's exactly my point.
And if her husband is having to pay 15% extra bus hike, how does it benefit even his wife?
This hike is totally on for the operational cost of the corporation, which regularly happens. It's not like there
All
was
right,
no hike during
Surabhi,
BJP government.
I want to quickly
They
bring
need to
in.
understand where the money is coming and where it is going and who is facilitating this guarantee scheme. The government is actually paying the corporation for all the free rights the women of this Karnataka state.
All right, let's also hear what Surabhi has to say.
Nothing to do with the
Surabhi,
hike.
the allegation coming in is that what did the Bharatiya Janata Party do? At least they are thinking for the welfare of the people. You were there for a couple of years as well, but what did the BJP do?
I'm glad that the Congress spokesperson has insinuated that the BJP is against welfareism. Just an addendum to that, we are against ill thought out welfareism. To explain that further, before the guarantees were announced, did you do an audit of how much it might cost the exchequer? What type of costs that people will incur? What is it that it will leave the state exchequer at? If you had, you would not have made promises like you have today. The Shakti scheme of the 5 guarantees is one of the worst thought out welfare measures because people who have well measures and who do travel by bus, public transport, especially in cities like Bengaluru, continue to use it even though if they can afford it. That's one. Second, the fact that there is no count of how many people have actually benefited. Significant amount of the SC, ST funds have been used for the Shakti scheme without it adequately benefiting the SC and ST population. That's another issue. The legislative committee in itself has put forth. The issue over here on whether there should have been a hike or not. Did you not know that the RTCs were severely, underperforming because of various reasons? Did you not know that when you hiked the diesel prices last year? Did you not know that when you came up with this scheme and said that and boasted about it, by the way, last year, that the Shakti scheme is adding 3,930 crores to the revenue? What happened to that? What happened to that money? If you are offsetting that cost, should you not have thought all of this through beforehand? The larger picture here is that the Congress has announced guarantees like this in Himachal as well. They are ill thought out guarantees. Welfareism is a right. Basic facilities is a right. We should not be paying
All right.
extra for
All right.
facility.
I want
But
to bring
you
in.
cannot do this around politics. Himachal, a state that you are governing, is falling apart.
All right.
The reason the same
Bhavya, I'll give you 30 seconds to counter that because look, we are not just as Surabhi said, it is not just about a hike in a bus ride. We are also looking at increase in cost of fuel. You're looking at increase in cost of milk. You're looking at stamp duty. What all is the common man going to pay? They must be regretting that we don't want these guarantees. I'm sure they must be regretting those guarantees.
I appreciate be talking about the price hike for the people of Karnataka, but the price hike during our time is nothing compared to what has happened in the past 10 years in the whole country. It's nothing compared to that. The other part is, again, Surabhi, you need to understand one thing. The government is funding Shakti scheme. This particular hike is just like any other hike that happened multiple times during your regime. It's just a normal hike that happens regularly when the
But
operational
what is
cost
the
increases.
need?
And one more point,
Your tax collection
one
is
more point.
robust enough, which is something that the chief minister, the deputy chief minister themselves have admitted, that we have a robust tax collection and that there's no issue of funds. They've told their MLAs last year itself, and I can quote 4 instances. Then where is
Let
the
me
lack
have a
of funds?
say,
Right,
Akash.
Mr. Upadhyay. R.K. Upadhyay, please go ahead and make your point, because, and do keep in mind, I'm going to refer to all those instances in 2024 and 23, 11 MLAs writing to Siddaramaiah complaining of lack of funds. Let's not forget, when you talk about these admissions coming in, Gavyapa in November 2024 has said that I have no money, people are questioning me, what do I tell them, I'm unable to answer them. Their own Congress MLAs are now raising these issues.
Akanksha, I think Mr. Siddaramaiah has some claims of being some sort of a financial wizard who has presented 16 budgets in Karnataka. I mean, it goes to his credit that he's, I mean, he has the largest number of budgets being presented. But at what cost? I mean, what he's doing now is, robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's about it. All the schemes that he has implemented, he is taking from somebody's pocket and giving it to somebody else. That's the same thing that's been going on with all the 5 projects. I must say it's only 4, because the 5th one has not been implemented at all. That is, Vidya Nidhi. Where is it? Who has got any benefits from that? Has anybody student got, or the unemployed youth has got any money in his pocket? Nothing. So it's only the 4 projects have been implemented, and that too at such great cost. I don't know. I mean, being somebody who understands finances, he should not have ventured into it. But having ventured into it, and then people have told him, "Look, we are not looking for this." In the Lok Sabha election, the Congress was taught a lesson. They said, "Please look at the finances of the state, and there are other priorities as well that the state has to develop." So, but even after that, he's adamant on continuing with the same set of principles without diluting it. So, the people will understand if it is diluted in the sense that you give it to the deserving people. Take, for example, the Shakti scheme. Why do you want to give free bus service everybody? You just give it to people who need it. The employees who travel regularly, the power karmikas who need to travel, the textile workers. These are the people who need it. Why do you want to give it to people who just want to go on just a fair, who just want to go to Dharmasthala or all those places? So that is
Surabhi,
ridiculous.
I
And he
see
should have
you've been
understood.
wanting to make a point,
He
but
should,
the
he should have
counter
understood that
allegation
this is
today,
the
earlier in the day, that was coming from the Karnataka Congress was also, they were referring to an article in the Indian Express in 2013, in fact in 2021, when they, the allegation was that the BJP used over 13 crore rupees to provide SUVs to their MLAs, this when the state was in fact struggling, and you were also condemned by your own ally, the JDU, back then.
JDS.
JDS, yes.
I would say that, today the government in power is Congress. And if the people have felt that we have not delivered on our, promises and have not worked properly, they have given us the mandate that we have accepted very humbly. I do not want to go back to a 2013 story. I want to come back
No,
to
it's
today.
2021.
2021, sorry. I want to come back to today. The Congress in Karnataka keeps saying that that the schemes that are being the cost is being burnt by the government. The government funds is whose, ma'am? The government fund doesn't come from up in the air. It is finally tax money. It is revenue collected. It is people's money.
It doesn't
You
even
are
come
saying
from Siddaramaiah or DK Shivakumar's house.
no.
At
That's
least
how
if
they
they were
see
able
it.
to
Very,
pay that from
I'm laughing, but it is a
all the money
matter of
that they have made.
it is a matter of grave concern that if you write off every expenditure and say, no, the government is taking care of it, somebody is paying for it. That is the state of the story today in Karnataka. We have a 12% revenue deficit, a growing revenue deficit. Our borrowings have exceeded, not for capital expenditure, because there is a decrease in capital expenditure up to 15%. We are borrowing on mortgaging land in Bangalore to ensure that a tunnel road is built, which is an abysmal idea in the beginning anyway. Price hike across milk, stamp duty, as you rightly said, have been happening across. the message has been driven home to the people that while Siddaramaiah sir has, given many budgets, has he maybe lost his touch? Has he maybe fallen to the poll guarantees and now doesn't know where to put money in?
Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, I want to quickly bring you in on that topic because so far, even DK Shivkumar in 2023 said that, that money don't touch because it's been kept aside for poll promises. Now, neither the poll promises nor basic infrastructural amenities, even basics like milk, fuel, vegetables, none of that can be afforded by the common man in Karnataka. Where is the failure? Opposition-ruled states are always blaming the centre that we don't have funds, but your Chief Minister and your Deputy CM themselves have said that we have enough funds. We have a robust tax collection mechanism in place and we have enough taxes.
First of all, I'm surprised that, a senior journalist, Mr. Upadhyay, and Surabhi, the BJP spokesperson, they were giggling and saying nobody brings it from home. Of course, this is government, this is public finance. This is the taxpayers' money. And that's exactly why people have elected government.
Where is the taxpayers' money going?
No, let me finish this. Please, you did not interrupt them and I expect the same.
No, I just have questions which I can't find answers to.
I have to tell them, I have to rebut a couple of points that was made by Mr. Upadhyay as well. So please do your homework before commenting something like it was not Vidyadhana Nidhi, it is Yuva Nidhi, and there are beneficiaries of it and it has been implemented. All our 5 guarantees are in place and it is reaching the people. There is no...
Where is the Vidyanidhi scheme, madam? Where is the Vidyanidhi scheme?
All our guarantees.
How many people have benefited from that? Can you give some figures as to how many people have benefited?
Yes, our poll promises, we have promised the people of Karnataka that we will deliver.
Where is the Vidyanidhi scheme for the unemployed youth?
All right, I need to quickly wrap up.
That money because we have promised the people of Karnataka. 1 second. And coming to the MLAs who have written the letters and all of it, it was last year and now all development works have started again. And I don't think anyone has written recently or anything like that.
Oh, absolutely. It is indeed a happy new year with a 15% hike for bus rides. We think about women but not men. Rather let men bear the brunt of women's free bus rides. All right, I need to wrap up. So I'd like to take closing thoughts. I've given you ample time, Bhavya. I've given you ample time. Please respect the time for others as well. Surabhi.
I almost thought that we were done because as you rightly said, this is a case in Karnataka where somebody really has to study how poll promises can set a state back so significantly. Everyday common people are asking the very question that I am asking on the panel, Bhavya ma'am, which is that if you say that government offsets the cost that is being, burdened on to the people, where is the government money coming from? You're hiking price for everything. Today, people are feeling the pinch from fuel to stamp duty to milk.
All right. Mr. Upadhyay, let's quickly have your closing thoughts.
This is what hurts the common people.
All right, R.K. Upadhyay, I'm running short of time. 10 seconds, please.
No, I just want to make one point. DK Shivkumar, who is the Deputy Chief Minister, seems to be running a parallel government. Why I'm saying that? Because as the Deputy CM, he gets bulldozes the cabinets to agree to some of his pet projects.
All right, that autocracy is finally now taxing the common man, and that's where I'll have to leave it. Thank you so much. As you rightly said, don't rob Peter to pay Paul. And with that, it's a quick wrap from my end. Thank you so much for watching Brass Tacks.